YouTube only stream today. And yeah, this will be re-uploaded to Odyssey, BitChute, and Rumble. So if you're on any of those sites, feel free to follow me there. What I'm doing today is doing a rehabilitation workout. As a lot of you know, I just had some pretty major spinal surgery. So I'm going to kind of walk through what I'm doing for the rehab process, and just kind of talk about just some random stuff that has happened in the last few months. So yeah, so we're going to run through this workout. So first of all, what I had done, it's called a lumbar laminectomy. Let me sit down here. Hey, Lou. Yeah, so a lumbar laminectomy. So basically what happened is the surgeon cut a little half-inch hole in my back and cut off a couple of discs that had slipped off to the side and were compressing my spinal nerves coming out of my spinal cord. So the compression of the spinal cord, spinal nerves was causing very intense sciatica, just pain, shooting pain up and down my leg, all the way up to 10 out of 10. I mean, some of the worst pain I've ever felt. Getting out of bed was really hard every morning. So anyway, I saw a chiropractor, saw a physical therapist, and got back on my feet. I got back to the point where I could sit again, but I kind of hit a stopping point. You know, there was still chronic pain despite the rehabilitation. So the lumbar laminectomy was pretty much my only choice. So yeah, they cut the hole, they cut the discs, and then what they did is they drilled through one of my vertebrae to basically decompress all the pressure in the on the spinal nerve. So yeah, a lot of work done, but surprisingly, the process was a lot better than I thought it would be. On the first day, I was able to walk again. I had no problem like getting from the car to my house, from the hospital to the car and whatnot. So yeah, anyway, who we got here? Hello there, Mr. Durr. Yeah, feel free to drop some chats. This is always very interactive anytime I go live, anytime we do these sort of workout hangout things. So if you have any questions related to your own fitness routine or anything like that, feel free to drop it in the chat, and I'll try to respond as fast as I can. So anyway, so on the first day, I was able to walk. Now I had this guy back here. Yes, a walker. Yes, I walked around like a geriatric with a walker. That was about for the first 5 days or so. And even though I had the walker, I was going for walks every day, including like the day after surgery. I immediately started walking. So the driveway that we have is about 400 feet. So a round trip there is about 800 feet. So day one after the surgery, you know, I did 1 lap, and I treated it basically like any other, you know, exercise progression type thing. So, you know, 1 lap one day, and then eventually I added another lap, 2 laps, 3, 4. I got all the way up to 8, which is about, it's a little over a mile. It's like 1.2 miles or so. So that's pretty much all I've been doing for the last 4 weeks, is going for walks. So recently, last week, or technically this week, I got my spinal brace removed. So I had this sort of slick brace that I was wearing. It has these drawstrings in it that makes it real tight. So I saw the neurosurgeon, got x-rays, and he said, I'm good to go. I'm good to start with actual rehabilitation. And that's, you know, a little bit of what I'm going to be doing today, obviously. So yeah, I got blessed to not wear the brace anymore, which hurt a lot the first couple days. It was really, really hard getting around. Everything just swelled up. The sciatica came back, and I was kind of scared at first, but the neurosurgeon told me all that's normal. So don't have the brace anymore. I gave it to a friend of a friend who has back issues. So anyway, Lord Cottenberg. Oh, okay. Yes, the the Scandinavian guy from Discord. Oh, and also I'm gonna drop a link to Discord in the chat, Discord and Patreon if you're feeling generous. So there's some links there. I think they both showed up. So yeah, braces removed, blessed to start rehab. So right now my guidelines, I'm not allowed to lift more than 20 pounds. That applies to anything. I'm not able to lift feed bags. I've been having a really hard time doing chores. Although like slowly but surely I've been getting back into it, feeding the chickens and whatnot. But yeah, I can't lift bales of hay or anything. So very, very limited as to weight. But obviously I am able to sit, I'm able to stand, able to walk. Just have to be very careful about the amount of weight that I lift. But I also have to be very careful of any kind of spinal compression, or, you know, obviously impact, running, things like that are completely off the table and will be for a while. At least for another couple weeks. They say within 6 weeks, you're supposed to be fully healed from a spinal laminectomy, and right at 4 weeks. So hopefully in another couple weeks, I'll be able to actually start deadlifting and moving some weight, not serious weight or anything like that, but, you know, just basically starting over again. I got injured all the way back in October, and even after I got, you know, my rehab and chiropractor treatment, you know, I was still very limited. I treated the surgery almost like a competition. Like, I ramped up to the surgery. I got as strong as I possibly could in light of my core limitations, leading up to the surgery, just so that, you know, I'd have an easier time getting around. And I cannot emphasize or stress how important that was for post-surgery. Having the core strength to be able to sort of roll around and not use my spine was very, very, very helpful. So anyway, yeah, so I pretty much treated it like I was going into a competition, just ramping up, getting as strong as I could, which is not very impressive compared to where I've been before. Obviously, I think I was able to sumo deadlift, and that was on the recommendation of my chiropractor. And I think I got up to maybe 165. I was doing that for sets of 10, and I just stopped there. There was no point in obviously trying to move, you know, multiple times my body weight worth of weight or anything like that. So yeah, just took it nice and easy and built up that core strength. Always nice to see progression when it comes to these things. Yes, Kaltenberg, yeah, thank you. I can tell you it feels great. There was obviously a lot of worry going into the surgery. I was afraid, you know, I might not walk again, you know, if they botch the surgery. I mean, just like the thought of a doctor drilling a hole into my spine and just, you know, cutting things and drilling things, you know, it was unnerving. I'm not even gonna lie. The couple nights before the surgery, I was up all night just worried. And yeah, so, but it went well. The surgery was a success. You know, the x-rays obviously came back, and everything's good. So basically, I'm going to be able to rehab all the way back to where I was before. I will be able, according to my physical therapist and chiropractor, I will be able to start moving heavy weight again. Although I don't plan on, and I'm gonna say 99% positive that I'm not going to get back to where I was, and I'm not going to be able to do any more competitions. So that's off the table, and that's a personal choice. It's not that I don't think that I physically can't do it. It's that I think that I shouldn't do it. So strongman, powerlifting, setting PRs, all of that kind of thing is behind me. But I would like to get back up to a healthy, you know, 400 pounds conventional deadlift, maybe 455 or so, probably not even that high. So yeah, just gonna have to be very ginger. If I end up injuring my spine again, because it is obviously vulnerable, I don't hardly have any cushioning left in my lumbar vertebrae. So I mean, I have osteoarthritis as a result of these slipped discs. So If I slip it again, that's going to require a spinal fusion, which is the next step up. That's no fun. That's permanent mobility loss, and yeah, not looking forward to that. So I'm just going to be careful, take it easy, wear a belt if I'm doing really strenuous activities and things like that. So yeah, but anyway, my birthday's coming up. I'm about to turn 39. So I'm right around the corner from turning 40. So there's not really any point. There's not really anything left to prove when it comes to numbers or competitions or stuff like that. I'm completely happy with what I've achieved in competition. So yeah, whatever. I've just hit that age where it's time to kind of hang my hat up and whatever. I'll still be here giving advice and coaching. But yeah, as far as my personal athletic endeavors, some of the things that were kind of on my bucket list, I kind of have to ditch permanently. So anyway, yeah, that's a difficult choice, but safety first, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like what Kaltenberg just said there, safety is number one, and longevity has kind of been the philosophy behind my training in general. So it would be very counterintuitive for me to, set myself up for another injury. So I want to live as pain-free as I can as I age. So I'm right on the verge of, starting to get old. So I know a lot of you older folks, if you're watching this, you're laughing at me like, you're still only 39 or whatever, but smart choice. Good to hear the surgery went well. Yep. Thank you, Willie. It did. It went well. And then before I jump into the workout, I'm just going to jump into a couple more things real quick, just some kind of personal life things and reasons why, even though I'm kind of on the mend right now, you're still going to see me a lot on YouTube. And the number one reason for that, and I guess this is an official announcement in terms of, YouTube, social media, but my wife, Rachel, is pregnant. She's in her second trimester right now. So we've got a lot of stuff to figure out, a lot of planning. We've got to figure out, where we're going to settle into. Right now, we're kind of renting. We're on this farm right now. We're just renting a little corner of it. But, we just got a pretty nice pre-approval for a mortgage. I won't say how much, but it is a lot. But I live in Florida, so it's not a lot. Even though we're in the twos in terms of pre-approval, pretty much all we can afford is shack trailers on maybe 1 or 2 acres. Like the real estate market here is totally gone. So we're pretty much getting priced out of the state. So we're gonna end up moving somewhere further up north. We're looking at West Virginia right now. We have a real estate agent in West Virginia currently. So it's kind of where we're setting our sights. We're kind of a fan of the local aesthetic, the mountains and all that stuff. So we're just looking for a nice, house to settle into, and eventually, very soon, start raising a child and starting a family. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to put up content. Rachel, she keeps trying to push me into doing YouTube shorts. I guess that's the thing to really, stimulate the algorithm. So I don't know, maybe I'll look into doing some of that or something like that. But right now, the main focus is on rehabilitation, finding a house, and preparing for my first child being born. So, and yeah, since I've been injured also, I got married to Rachel. That was back in November. So a lot of stuff has happened since I have kind of fallen off the radar. Hair's a little longer, beard's getting out of control, kids on the way. It's just chaos. So, what do we got here? Congratulations. Thank you. Very excited. It's a very strange combination of being just riddled with anxiety. I mean, I am so, I guess I'm stressed. not about having the child. It's just, I just want everything to be perfect for the child, I guess. I want to set them up with the best sort of foot forward as possible kind of thing. So yeah, the anxiety mixed with happiness is kind of my reaction to that right now. So anyway, I'm gonna start this rehab workout once again. This is just like any other stream that I do. If you have questions about fitness, about diet, about your programming, anything like that, drop it in the chat and I will answer anything that you have. Or if you just simply want to have a conversation and hang out, we can do that too. So the doctor, the surgeon, has recommended that I begin rehab. Obviously, since I got the compression belt off, it's now time to really get serious about rehab. But of course, I have that 20-pound weight limit, so I'm doing the best that I can. Also, I'm going to address further into the stream. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I've maintained. To a lot of people watching the stream right now, I probably don't look like somebody who has not worked out in 4 weeks. So I'm going to go into sort of the, why I've been able to maintain so much muscle in spite of pretty much laying on a couch for multiple weeks. So, all right. Let me see. Yeah, it's a roller coaster to begin with, but you got extra on top. Yep. Good to hear everyone's doing well. Yes, happy Saturday. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So we're going to start today's workout. Yeah, so 20-pound limit, no impact or compression, and I have to be very careful with rotating. The surgeon wants me to do rotation and counter rotation, but combining that with compression will literally put me all the way back to square one. So I have to be very, very careful right now with rotation. So what I'm going to start with right now, and this is not going to be a workout for the ages. There's going to be nothing impressive about it, obviously. But I'm going to do some incline push-ups. So I'm just going to get some blood flowing in my upper body. And then I'm just going to superset it with a plank. So I'm just going to knock out a set of push-ups until I'm somewhere shy of failure, somewhere close to failure, but shy of it, which is going to look pathetic. And then I'm going to superset it with a little bit of a plank. So I'm going to finish with some cardio boxing. Probably not going to stream that part of the workout unless you guys are really interested and want to keep hanging out. So we're going to start. So I got a bench set up right here. So we're just going to do some push-ups on an incline. So this position here is easier than a flat push-up. It's going to take a little bit of the load off. So if you're a beginner and you have a hard time doing push-ups, always start with an incline. And if this is too hard, you could even go up against a wall and sort of, put yourself at an angle and do push-ups that way until you're ready for the incline. Then, obviously you get good at this, then you're ready for flat push-ups. So, all right. That's 12. I'm starting to feel a little lactic acid building up. So I'm gonna stop it right there. We're just gonna hold this plank right now. I'm obviously, like I said, I'm not going to failure on anything. So I'm just waiting until I feel a nice little bit of core activation, until it feels like my rectus abdominis are supporting me a little bit. And then I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm not trying to push it too hard. All right, that's good. Whew, all right, let's see. Sorry for all the silence here. Yes. Yeah, thank you for all the congratulations. We couldn't be any more excited. Cannot be any more excited. I really hope it's a boy. But I'll be completely happy as long as it's a healthy baby. I am not really picky. I am the oldest brother of 3 sisters. So I'm very used to sort of being around baby girls and stuff like that, but I'm just hoping that there's a boy in there. But future child, if you're watching this stream, I love you no matter what. But I'm just saying, I just want a little boy to kind of roughhouse with and stuff like that. And honestly, if I have a girl, we'll probably end up roughhousing, and you know, she'll probably end up being a tomboy like her mom. You know, Rachel's kind of has that aesthetic a little bit. All right, let's do another set of push-ups and planks. We're gonna go to 15 reps on the push-ups, and we're gonna hold for about 30 seconds or so. And notice how I'm tucking my elbows. A lot of people, when they do push-ups, they tend to flare their elbows out like this. Very, very bad for your shoulders. And this form also applies to the bench press. If you notice, my elbows are flaring out at a 45-degree angle. I just lost count, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna go till I feel the lactic acid. All right, I'm gonna hold this plank for a little bit. Get the abs activated. Now, I'm only doing 2 sets per exercise. I'm not trying to do anything special. This is my, you know, process of easing back into conditioning. So, not trying to blow myself out today for sure. And of course, log everything. Log your workouts. Oh, thank you, Lord Kaltenberg. All right, so that was some incline push-up with plank. And like I always say, what do I say ad nauseum? Log everything. You can't progress if you don't know what you've done. You got to keep a record of it. So, and this includes, like, you notice here, like I said during my rehab, how I was tracking the different laps that I was doing up and down the driveway. And as you can see, -1 off day here on the 13th. I think I was just a little sore from this 5-lap day. Yeah, I treated it like a progression until I got to 8 laps round trip. So, and then this was the day of my meeting with my spinal surgeon. And obviously I took a bunch of notes and had a bunch of feedback for him. So yeah, it just makes it very convenient having all of your training details in one spot. You know what I mean? I never go into the gym not knowing what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? So it's very... Are we good? I think we're back. It's a really sunny day, and I'm trying to keep this thing in the shade. Let me pull this over a little bit more. I have a little overhang on my phone to kind of keep the sun off of it. Oh, it looks like we are back. Okay. All right, cool. Well, minor little hiccup there. But yeah, I'm trying to keep this thing shaded, but it's Florida, you know, it's hot as heck. So I don't know what I was talking about, but anyway, yes, logging. Very important. All right, so for the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a counter rotation core exercise. This looks like it's working chest and shoulders, but this is actually gonna be hitting my obliques a lot more, which obviously, since I had surgery over here, I don't know if you can even, might be able to see the hole. It's like somewhere down here. But anyway, yeah, so since I have that cut there, I need to kind of start stressing out the supporting muscles around my spine. So I'm gonna do that with a very light band. What I'm gonna be doing is called a Palloff press. So like I said, it looks like it's working the shoulders, arms, and stuff like that. And it is a little bit to an extent. But try this in the gym. You get a cable machine and attach a handle to it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You feel nothing but a tug coming from the side here. So this is a very good oblique workout here. Just gonna take it to 12, hit the other side. This is my first time doing an exercise like this in a long time. So like everything else, I'm kind of taking it slow. If you at home are conditioned enough, this should be very easy. Sorry. All right. We've got a workaround now. I literally have my ice pack, and I guess it's going to be lining the camera down here. I have my ice pack from post-surgery. Stay cool. Gosh. It's just so hot right now, and there's no shade. I'm trying now. I'm sorry, guys. All right, what have I missed? Let me squeeze this in so I can see the chat. Yeah. 56 female here in West Virginia. Oh, Firefly. Hello. What's up, Doc, or someone who's friends with Doc? 74 female. Oh gosh, degrees. I'm sorry, degrees. Okay, I thought that you guys were saying like your ASL or some shit. I was like 56 female. Okay, no, 56 degrees. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. I wish it was 56 here. I think it's about 81 or 82, typical. While the rest of the country is enjoying a cold front, you know, we're sweating our orifices off. 68. Yeah, it sounds like everywhere else in the world is more pleasant than where I'm at. So this is so if only you could, I mean, you can see this is literally my cold pack. All right, whatever, we're doing our best here. I tried to account for the temperature. Like I said, I have a little cover on top of the phone to block the sun, but it's just too intense today. But I think the cold pack is kind of helping. So I guess there's just going to be a little blue blue letterbox in the foreground. So hurricane wind. Well, that sounds great. A bunch of grandmoms watching. I know, it's like, what the heck? What's with all these old females watching my stream right now? I'm aware of my analytics, and that demographic doesn't ever show up there. So, oh no, cougars. Well, I'm a happily married man, so I'm immune to your cougar powers. All right, so I'm gonna do one more set of pal off press, anti-rotation. I'm gonna try to fix this camera when I come back. It looks like it's so ghetto right now. It's got to work with what we got. Hey, at least the stream came back though. I honestly did not expect that. So good on YouTube, I guess. You did something right. All right. Like I said, we're doing 2 sets per exercise. So this is the last set of pile off press. All right. That's pretty much it for my core. All right, looks like the ice pack is having a positive effect. Sorry, excuse me for a moment. Don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let's try folding. All right. Hey, there we go. Now there's no sort of ocean overlay underneath. All right, so that was the Palloff press. We did some push-ups and planks. So that's pretty much it for core isolation for right now. So now I'm just gonna do some light dumbbell work. I'm gonna start off with curls. Now, obviously I said I have a 20-pound weight limit. So we're gonna push that limit all the way up to 20. And just because of the fact that I've have this issue with my spine, I don't want to curl with 2 dumbbells at a time, especially because that would end up being 40 pounds. That, or I'd be curling 2 10s, which would take probably 100 reps before I feel anything. But yeah, so we're gonna do a single side, and as we're doing it, I'm gonna keep my core nice and tight. I want to keep it nice and solid, no movement. And we're just gonna curl on one side at a time. Hit them vanity muscles. But honestly, doing this, I'm feeling a lot of anti-rotation in my core right now. So this is sort of, not just working my biceps, but it is sort of helping with core stability too. So getting 2 birds stoned at once. And just like every other exercise, I'm just doing 2 sets of this. Keeping the core nice and tight. Staying upright. No leaning. No leaning at all. And actually, that's the act of staying upright itself is working the counter rotation muscles in my core. So, yeah. All right. Once again, I lost count. This is the sloppiest workout. Every time I do a workout on stream, I end up losing count and fudging up. So it's all good. As long as I feel the lactic acid, I know I'm doing something right. So yeah. All right. I guess this is working now that I have an actual ice pack on my phone to keep it nice and cool. So yes. How do I still look like this after not working out for 4 weeks? And the answer to that is exactly what I said in the beginning about treating my surgery like a strength competition, getting as strong as possible prior to the surgery. Now, that was not for vanity reasons. It was not for aesthetics. Like I said, it was only to make the injury or the healing process go more smoothly. Because like I said, getting out of bed and stuff like that, I have to do a lot of rolling around, and I relied a lot on my core to be able to get up. There's actually a technique when you have spinal surgery called a log roll, where you tuck your legs, you roll to the side, and then you push up while maintaining a neutral spine. And that's pretty much the only way you can get up. Now, a lot of people, when they get spinal surgery, especially because, a lot of those people are older and they're out of shape, that process becomes impossible. So a lot of people, when they are on the other side of spinal surgery, they end up pretty much stuck in their bed. And I've read a lot of sort of anecdotal stories of people getting laminectomy surgery and then not being able to get out of bed for weeks. And that's literally just that person's conditioning. They went into the surgery completely out of shape. So you take the spine element out, the posterior core out of your strength, and that's a major hit to somebody that's out of shape. So basically they end up getting stuck in bed. And that was my entire goal, was to ensure that I was not stuck in bed. So that's the only reason why I look muscular, is because I went into surgery as strong as possible. Yeah, getting around was very hard, obviously. That's why I have this geriatric device here. Yeah, the first 5 days after surgery, I was completely dependent on that thing. So, felt like a crippled, but I'm back on my feet. I'm getting this rehab done, and I expect probably about 2 weeks from now I'm going to start deadlifting and actually doing back squat with some weight on the bar. So we're just going to start off really, really light. I want to go and see my therapist one more time. You know, you guys know I'm a certified trainer and all that stuff, but you know, when it comes to stuff like this, you don't want to be too arrogant. You know what I mean? Like, please give me advice. My chiropractor was even like in the very beginning, he would preface with like, now I know you're not going to want to listen to me, and I know you're just going to go and do, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, no, I'm not. I'm not. Anything you tell me, you are the subject matter expert when it comes to spinal laminectomy, right? I'm the subject matter expert when it comes to like working your spinal erectors, but when it comes to like recovering from a surgery, there's no way I'm just gonna, you know, Google search or pretend like I have this vast knowledge base that's gonna carry me through it. I want people smarter than me to tell me how to do things right. All right, so that's it for curls. The next thing we're gonna do is just a simple lateral raise. So I'm gonna keep my arm nice and straight, but it's gonna be the same premise, same sort of philosophy behind the curls, right? So I don't wanna do both at the same time because I just don't wanna put any sort of axial load on my spine. So what I'm gonna do is just one at a time. I'm gonna keep my core nice and tight and just do this one at a time. Now, when I was more injured, I was able, you know, obviously I came up with a repertoire of exercises on my own. Obviously, I used the advice of my chiropractor and physical therapist, but this was one of the ones that I had found was a painless way to still be able to at least work my shoulders a little bit, right? I know it's just a little 10-pounder, and I'm just gonna do 10 reps, 5. Hey, look at that, this time I'm keeping count. 8, 9, and 10. Very sub-maximal, nothing crazy. Plus, I mean, even this like small amount of exercise that I'm doing, I'm sure that you guys know, if you've ever gotten out of shape and you get back into reconditioning, you know, you get really, really sore after every workout. So I'm keeping the volume nice and low, but just enough to be able to sort of pack on a little muscle. That's the key. Low volume, high weight. And this may be a strange question, but do you believe the injury would have been avoidable? Like any warning signs that retrospectively you may have handled differently? To be honest, it was a ticking time bomb. The injury that I sustained in my spine goes all the way back to when I was in the military. I injured my lower back, and I went through rehabilitation on the other side of being in the military. So when I ETS'd, they put me through a rehabilitation program, and I was healed. You know, structurally, I still had things wrong with my spine, but I was rehabbed. I was good to go. I was good to lift. I was even good for, you know, a lot of people say like, well, what were you doing powerlifting and all this stuff? I was fine for all that, and it wasn't powerlifting that even did that. So to answer your question, if I could have done anything differently, yes. I think what ended up happening is that I haven't felt pain in my back for so long that it made me cocky. I mean, I'm talking about 10 years being completely pain-free, doing strength competitions, having no problem lifting heavy weight. But I got cocky. I got cocky to the point where I thought I could run again. I started doing a progression program, you know, based on running, and I was racking up miles doing that. And then the final straw was setting up this this sort of location that we have on this farm right now. We had to run power from the house down to our living site down here. And to do that, I had to dig a I think it was 16 or 18-inch trench. And it was pretty far. I pushed myself way too hard. I was just trying to get it done and over with. I was not listening to my body. You know, I would wake up in pain, and then I would just kind of, you know, shrug it off, walk it off, and go straight back into this sort of high impact, you know, kicking type work. And yeah, so to answer, I guess to dovetail it all together, it was a prior injury that had been rehabbed that I had basically written off and thought was completely gone. But it wasn't. It was not gone. A lot of emojis here. What's up, Nomadic Wrencher? How's it going? All right, so we did one set, so we're gonna do one more set. Doing our second and final set of single arm lateral raise. So the key takeaway, listen to your body. I should know that. You know, as a trainer, I have regularly scolded people in the past and got on people's asses for not taking it easy and not recognizing how old you are and, you know, being honest about your limitations. And that's the kind of stuff that I would preach to my clients. But look at me, I didn't practice what I preach. I think another part of it is the aging thing, you know. I'm almost 40, and I don't know. I was as someone who's almost 40, I was working my butt off like I was still in the military. So very bad idea on my part. All right, obviously. Okay, so that's it for lateral raise. All right, now the final exercise for this sort of weight conditioning is going to be a goblet squat. So I'm going to use the bench as a box. I'm going to put these away out back. Oh, you caught me. I just lifted 25 pounds. Don't tell my surgeon. All right, so we're gonna do some goblet squats, and this is just to start building strength back up in my hips, in my lower back, in a very controlled way. Now, I don't want to be breaking parallel. There's no point in going ass to grass, at least not yet, not until I'm in better shape. So I'm going to control the range of motion by using my bench, which you can't see, but I'm going to use it as a sort of a plyo box kind of a thing. So we racked our 20-pound weight, which is my limit, and just going to sit down, keep the chest up, and I'm going to keep the reps moving nice and quick. Since this is no weight, it kind of takes a while to build up any kind of lactic acid in my legs. So I know this is probably so fun to watch, right? Ugh. All right, one more. All right, that's it for that. We're gonna do one more 20 rep set. All right, so we got power off press, curl, lateral raise, and goblet squat. So yeah, but you know, I got injured, but everything worked out, you know. It just sucks, you know, having so much downtime. My God, I mean, I went to the hospital back in, I think it was early October. So yeah, that was when I was unable to get out of bed. So this is now, I'm finally now, after what, 7 months, I'm finally coming out on the other side. 8 months, damn near. But yeah, I'm finally coming out on the other side, back on my feet, able to train again, slowly but surely. And like I said, probably about 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna start doing bench press, deadlift, all the old, all my old favorite compound movements. It'll be a while before I end up touching, you know, like the strongman log, and you know, certain implements are just gonna be too intense for sort of casual exercise. So played through a couple games, yes. I actually did during my downtime. One of the things I did just prior to surgery is I bought a Steam Deck. I bought a Steam Deck because I knew I was not going to be able to move for a long time. So I kind of wanted to be able to, you know, play my computer games, my PC games, in sort of a handheld device. So yeah, the Steam Deck helped carry me a bunch. I think the only game I beat was it's called Nier Automata. Really fun game. I really enjoyed it. What else did I play? I got the Diablo 2 Resurrected. I've been kind of messing with the single player in that. Excellent remake. I never would have thought that I would ever praise Blizzard for anything ever again, but yeah, the Diablo 2 remake, on point. I mean, every quality of life adjustment that you could want, Blizzard put into that. So maybe that was their I'm sorry for totally dropping the ball with the Reforged launch disaster that happened. But yeah, mostly Nier Automata, and then Automata, and then just messing around in Fallout 4, building up settlements and fighting off raiders, all kinds of fun stuff. And then also, hold on, I'll tell you in a second, but I've been getting into, well, I'll tell you now. I've been getting into these audiobooks that are read by AI generated voices. And like I just got done Meditations, which I've read that a couple times, but Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, but it was read by what's the guy's name? Something Graham. He's a guy from Fallout New Vegas. He's from the Honest Hearts DLC. But anyway, yeah. So I've been listening to audiobooks, playing Fallout, and I didn't really watch any movies or TV. Trying to think. There was a movie I watched, but Demolition Man. I watched Demolition Man, which that was that was weird. A little dystopian, a little close to home in some parts. So that was good. Oh, and then I watched The Last Samurai, which was an excellent movie. I really enjoyed it. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. It was a movie I kind of ignored when it came out. Everyone thought it was, I mean, it was a joke, you know, The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise, you know. But ended up being an excellent movie. And somewhat historically accurate. Let's see. Warcraft was so botched. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like they messed up Reforged so bad that they were like, dude, we cannot mess this up. We cannot mess up Diablo 2. And they didn't. They did a spectacular job. Remaking is, you know, it's basically they reskinned the entire thing, so it's the same game, but they just added so much quality of life stuff. Like, I mean, the single player is playable now because you can actually transfer items between your characters in single player. So here we go, going way off topic. No, maybe I'll get back into, I've actually thought about getting back into doing gaming streams. I used to stream a lot of like RTS games, Command and Conquer, and all that good stuff. Yeah, the mobile Diablo was a disaster. That was a, what was that famous thing that Blizzard said? There was a guy in the crowd that was like, is this some kind of out of season April Fool's joke? And then the Blizzard executive was like, what, you don't own a cell phone? It's like, well, not everybody does their gaming on a cell phone, you know what I mean? Personally, I've always hated the touch controls. That's my rooster. I don't know if you can hear him, but that's him crowing for about the 500th time today. We've got a pair of roosters, and we've got eight hens right now. So it's there he is. It's a Plymouth Barred. You can go look at him. I'm done my workout, so go take a look at the chickens. Let's see the source of this noisy chaos. Here they are. So we got that's a silky right over there, crashing. So that's one of the males, the silky. Obviously the beta. The alpha one is the dude over there with the big giant comb, the big red comb. So he does nothing but freaking pretty much scream constantly, but it's kind of the trade-off. If you want your hens to feel safe, you gotta have the protector there. So he's done a pretty good job. There's a cat that keeps stalking the chicken coop that he keeps chasing off, so that's a good thing. Yeah, don't you guys have phones? Yeah, it's so cocky. So yeah, that's pretty much my workout. I'm gonna do some boxing. I guess I'll just keep going. So let's turn the camera. This is gonna be precarious. All right, let's try. This is a very, we'll call it improvised setup here. There's my dummy. All right, so we're gonna get some wraps on, and maybe we'll do a little tutorial on how to wrap your hands for boxing. All right. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before, but this is a hand wrap for boxing. You always want to wear these. Got to keep everything nice and tight. And I guess I'll walk you through my sort of modified stance. I can't get into an actual fighting stance because that requires a bit of a lunge on the bad part of my back. So I'll talk about my modified stance. All right, let's talk about wrist wraps since we're here. So the first thing you're gonna do is, obviously there's a loop on here. So you're gonna loop your thumb around. You're gonna go around your wrist one time. All right, you go all the way around. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop it through our index and ring finger. Gonna wrap it around again. Okay, and we're gonna wrap it through the middle finger. And then on this one, I get it from the outside. So you see that these two I threaded from the inside. This one, I'm gonna get it from the outside. I'm gonna wrap it up here. And then what we're gonna do is get this nice and flat, and we're gonna wrap our knuckles. We want it to be nice and snug, but you don't want it to be too tight, but just snug enough. All right, now that we've got the hand and the knuckles covered, we're just gonna wrap around the wrist. We're gonna bring it down. So we're gonna overlap, bring it down. And now we just attach it. Now, once you have the wrap all the way on, you're gonna take the loop off and you're gonna feed it into your palm. Now, I'm not pulling this out of my butt. I actually learned this from a boxer, an amateur boxer. One of the gyms I used to train at, one of the other trainers there, his name was Antonio Tarver Jr. And he is the son of the former heavyweight champion. I think, didn't he beat Roy Jones? Antonio Tarver? I'm pretty sure he beat Roy Jones to take the belt. All right. So anyway, yeah, so me and Tarver were friends, and you know, he taught me a bunch of little boxing tips. At the time, I really wanted to just try my hand in an amateur boxing bout, and went through the training for a while, and that was right around the time that I started dating Rachel, and I let her convince me to not go get myself hurt. So thanks, Rachel. Thanks for keeping your husband healthy. All right, so we're wrapped. Knuckles, hands, we got a thread between each finger, so we got a little padding. We're gonna put our gloves on. These are about as chewed up as a boxing glove can possibly get. It's definitely time to get a new one. New pair of gloves here in the future. All right, we'll just get it nice and tight around the wrist. All right, we'll talk about this modified form that I've been using. Keeping her husband healthy, yeah, I know, right? I mean, it's for the better, you know what I mean? It would have been fun. It's something I've just always wanted to do. I grew up as a huge fan of Rocky and, you know, those kinds of movies. And I've always liked martial arts and mixed martial arts and all that kind of stuff. So kind of always wanted to do it, but I'm too old now. There's no way. All right, so like I said, and you can't really see my legs here, so I guess I'll tilt this down a little bit so you can. Hopefully it stays. Okay, looks pretty good. So I'm not really able, like I said, I can sort of push off of my back foot, but it's just not a good idea. I just don't even want to mess with it. So basically what I've been doing is just squaring off, and this is not even going to look good on stream. Oh, look at Rachel's shed, by the way. Look how nice that looks. We just had a friend come over and install these windows here. It looks so good. So good. All right, so yeah, so instead of actually being in a fighting stance and lunging back, I kind of square off more. Now, there's no dancing, right? So a lot of my warm up, you know, I try to build a rhythm, you know, dancing off the balls of my feet. Got to float like a butterfly, right? Sting like a bee. So obviously I'm not allowed to have any kind of impact. So there is no dancing. So what I do is I kind of, I don't know, look like a character from Street Fighter, where I'm just kind of like bouncing off the balls of my feet. So feels a little inauthentic, but this is pretty much the only way that I can get my heart rate up and actually do some cardio. So you can see I'm not using good form. I'm not using any actual technique. The entire goal here is just to get my heart rate up. Whew. So yeah, nice and easy. Just keep everything squared off, keep my hips square. It'll be nice once I can actually get into a fighting stance again. Sunny does not approve of my boxing. No. She doesn't want to see me get hurt, and honestly, I'm too old for it. I'm too old for it. Could I? Yeah, I think I could. Should I? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is just, I mean, I'll be hitting a bag or a dummy or something like that for the rest of my life. I mean, I just enjoy throwing punches. It's fun. Yeah. We approve. You approve? Well, all right then. Let's do it. No. I mean, between the back injury too, it's like there's far too much risk and there's really no reward whatsoever aside from saying that I competed once. And then it's like, if I compete one time and lose, then I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I should have done it when I was younger. But ironically, when I was younger, I thought I was too old. When I was like 23, 24, I thought I was too old to actually compete. Just because a lot of the people that train at my dojo, like, you know, we had like 15 and 16, 17-year-old dudes that, I mean, despite them being teenagers, they could throw some freaking hammers. So I was just like, I don't want to. It's not a good idea. I'll stick to sparring and stuff like that. But even these days, I don't see myself doing even sparring or even going to another dojo. It's just too much risk. All right, another boring set of punching. It is a great way to train, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm doing it. It is excellent for conditioning. And plus, it's like, you know, just like practicing anything, you know, you're honing in your central nervous system to, you know, react a certain way, right? If you're throwing really crisp punches with good form and you do that for practice, you do that for fun, if you actually start throwing hands at somebody in the street, the muscle memory is going to kick in, and yeah, you're going to be able to use your technique to bust that guy up. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, you are 100% right there, Mark. It is an excellent way to train. It's really weird. I have a lot of people talking in chat, but on my phone where it says how many people are watching, it keeps saying 0. And I keep seeing people chat. Is this what being shadow banned looks like? I don't know why it would be shadow banned. I removed all of my yellow dollar sign videos. It's part of the reason why I'm on, you know, Odyssey and BitChute, Rumble. If you're on any alt tech sites, you can feel free to follow me there. Also, I'm gonna drop a link in the chat. There's a link to Discord and Patreon. If you feel free to join our Discord community for updates and stuff like that, and just general banter. And then of course there's Patreon if you want to help support me. I don't want to e-bag or anything, but yeah, I'd appreciate it. My future kid would probably appreciate it too. But yeah, if you guys are late to the stream, I'm now married as of November, and my wife has a child on the way. So it has been pure chaos lately, to say the least. Pure chaos. How long have we been up? Dang, over an hour. This is a pretty good stream here. It's been a long time. I've really missed doing this. You know, a few years ago, I was streaming every week, would not mind getting back on a regular thing. And you guys are definitely encouraging me to at least think about it. Definitely thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, it has. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Kaltenberg, you're from back then. Back when I was streaming on D Live, and I did Twitch for a little bit, and for some reason I immediately picked up a stalker who to this day won't leave me alone. So, I got off of Twitch. Like, that was my first stream on Twitch. I ended up with a legitimate stalker. I've had to ban like 20 accounts from this guy. He keeps making new Discords and coming into my server and making new YouTube accounts and coming to my videos. It's honestly very strange. I don't know why this gentleman is so obsessed with me, but... Oh yeah, that's right. I did that on stream. Rachel, Sunbear, not Blair, Sunbear Glasscraft is her YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel, you know, she started after me. I kind of pushed her as hard as I could into the entrepreneur route because she just hated her 9-to-5. And man, I mean, I'm so impressed with her. She is just blown up. Her YouTube channel has like 10 times the amount of subscribers than I have already. Like, I'm very proud of her. So, but yes, on one of Rachel's, you know, glass cutting, she makes stained glass. One of her glass cutting live streams, I snuck in a marriage proposal. It was on her birthday. I proposed to her on stream. So if you look up Sunbear Glasscraft and you go back to August 17th of, I think it was 2020. Was it 2020? Maybe it was 2020, 2020, 2019, one of those years. Yeah, I think it was 2020. Yeah, I proposed to her on stream. It was a combination of marriage proposal and, you know, kind of a birthday gift too. We had talked about it, and you know, we both really like each other. It's my last set here. Let's get my heartbeat back up. Single engine flying overhead. Oh, all right. That's it for my workout. Whew. That's a good one. I'm gonna go get some lunch and do some chicken and Brussels sprouts. All right, so this is the first time I've streamed in a long time. This is my first time really on, you know, any video platform in a while. I mean, I hope you all enjoyed it and maybe got something out of it. If any of you guys have any questions, now's the time to drop it in the chat. We're gonna wrap this up. B-Day and anniversary on the same day. Ha, exactly. Worse in my favor, because I'm not very good at remembering dates. I mean, you know, like my sisters, mom, dad, wife, obviously I'll remember their birthdays, but I am generally terrible at remembering dates. All right. So yeah, thank you everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Mr. Kaltenberg, who hung out throughout the entire stream and kept me busy. Like I said, if you would like to support me, there is a link in the chat for Patreon. If you just want to join the community and hang out, there's a link to Discord for that. When will I be back? I don't know. I will make an announcement in Discord. If you guys want to see more rehab streams, I guess I can do them. I assume they're kind of boring, but if you enjoyed this and got something out of it, I would be happy to do it again. But, you know, if you guys found it boring, then there's really no point. So, yes. And thank you so much for tuning in and keep me busy having some good conversations with you guys. So once again, thank you. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. And like I said, join Discord if you want updates. And I will see you in the next video or live stream or whatever. Have a great rest of your day. Oh no. This is the awkward part where I have to... Yes, here we go. All right, bye everybody.